The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook. We are like islands in the sea, separate on the surface but connected in the deep. A great many people think they are thinking when they are merely rearranging their prejudices. Act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. The greatest discovery of any generation is that a human can alter his life by altering his attitude. To change one's life. 1. Start immediately. 2. Do it flamboyantly. 3. No exceptions. Seek out that particular mental attribute which makes you feel most deeply and vitally alive, along with which comes the inner voice which says, "This is the real me," and when you have found that attitude, follow it. Be not afraid of life. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will help create the fact. If you can change your mind, you can change your life. There is a law in psychology that if you form a picture in your mind of what you would like to be, and you keep and hold that picture there long enough, you will soon become exactly as you have been thinking. Once a decision is reached, stop worrying and start working. The world we see that seems so insane is the result of a belief system that is not working. To perceive the world differently, we must be willing to change our belief system, let the past slip away, expand our sense of now, and dissolve the fear in our minds. The deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. Believe that life is worth living and your belief will help create the fact. The art of being wise is the art of knowing what to overlook. A winner's attitude, it may be difficult, but it's possible. A loser's attitude, it may be possible, but it's too difficult. Whenever you're in conflict with someone, there is one factor that can make the difference between damaging your relationship and deepening it. That factor is attitude. Begin to be now what you will be hereafter. The greatest weapon we have to combat stress is the ability to choose our thoughts. Formula to live your dream: 1. Be bold. 2. Begin now. 3. No exceptions. Circumstance does not make me, it reveals me. Pessimism leads to weakness. Optimism leads to power. The great use of life is to spend it for something that will outlast it. Positive images of the future are a powerful and magnetic force. They draw us on and energize us, give us courage and will to take on important initiatives. Negative images of the future also have a magnetism. They pull the spirit downward in the path of despair. Your hopes, dreams and aspirations are legitimate. They are trying to take you airborne, above the clouds, above the storms, if you only let them. What holds attention determines action. Habit simplifies our movements, makes them accurate, and diminishes fatigue. Just for today I will exercise my soul in 3 ways. I will do somebody a good turn and not get found out. I will do at least 2 things I don't want to do. Real servants don't try to use God for their purposes. They let God use them for His purposes. There is but one cause of human failure, and that is man's lack of faith in his true self. Acceptance of what has happened is the first step to overcoming the consequences of any misfortune. You can alter your life by altering the state of your mind. To kill time is not murder, it's suicide. Success or failure depends more upon attitude than upon capacity. Successful men act as though they have accomplished or are enjoying something. Soon it becomes a reality. Act, look, feel successful, conduct yourself accordingly, and you will be amazed at the positive results. Anything you may hold firmly in your imagination can be yours. It is your friends who make your world. The greatest discovery of the 20th century is that our attitude of mind determines our quality of life, not circumstances. The good we do today becomes the happiness of tomorrow. Give your dreams all you've got, and you'll be amazed at the energy that comes out of you. If you want a confidence, act as if you already have it. Try the as if technique. The power to move the world is in the subconscious mind. In the practical use of our intellect, forgetting is as important as remembering. Tension is a habit. Relaxing is a habit. Bad habits can be broken, good habits formed. We forget that every good that is worth possessing must be paid for in strokes of daily effort. A chain is no stronger than its weakest link, and life is after A chain is no stronger than its weakest link, and life is after all a chain. When you have to make a choice and don't make it, that is in itself a choice. It is our attitude, at the beginning of a difficult task which, more than anything else, will affect its successful outcome. Strength is a facade for the proud, weakness is a mask for the lazy. Man can change his life simply by changing his attitude. A man may not achieve everything he has dreamed, but he will never achieve anything great without having dreamed it first. The aim of science is always to reduce complexity to simplicity. Success or failure depends more upon attitude than upon capacity. There are no differences but differences of degree between different degrees of difference and no difference. The mind, in short, works on the data it receives very much as the sculptor works on his block of stone. In any project the important factor is your belief. Without belief, there can be no successful outcome. As the brain changes are continuous, so do all these consciousnesses melt into each other like dissolving views. Properly they are but one protracted consciousness, one unbroken stream. Man lives in only one small room of the enormous house of his consciousness. If there were such a thing as inspiration from a higher realm, it might well be that the neurotic temperament would furnish the chief condition of the requisite receptivity. We are all ready to be savage in some cause. The difference between a good man and a bad one is the choice of the cause. Great emergencies and crises show us how much greater our vital resources are than we had supposed. Positive images of the future are a powerful and magnetic force. The soul is stronger than its surroundings. It is a common habit to blame life upon the environment. Environment modifies life but does not govern life. Tell him to live by yes and no, yes to everything good, no to everything bad. He who refuses to embrace a unique opportunity loses the prize as surely as if he had tried and failed. Happiness comes of the capacity to feel deeply, to enjoy simply, to think freely, to risk life, to be needed, which give happiness. The emotions aren't always immediately subject to reason, but they are always immediately subject to action. Common sense and a sense of humor are the same thing, moving at different speeds. A sense of humor is just common sense, dancing.